There we go. Here we are, folks. Yep. Hey, here's your man, the Dolphins. AD Moore, high top of NRG Stadium, where today Houston Texans went back and tasted the jaws of just when they saw victory snatched away from them today. 3 seconds left on the clock, 34-yard field goal by Lutz. Denver Broncos walk out of NRG Stadium with a victory. And I'm gonna tell you something, folks. It was as close as it was a matter of, as like Henry To'o say, it was a matter about, we would love to get about 5 or 6 plays back. Yeah, you lost CJ Stroud today, and I'm not sure exactly how long CJ will be down. He went out with a concussion today on a wicked shot he took on a run on a scramble today. And initially the flag was thrown unnecessary roughness, but after going back, I completely concur with it. It was a hard, clean shot. Period. End of story. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it. I mean, it's football, and in fact, be quite candid with you. Today's football that is being produced in the NFL, they're trying to take things out of it, but football is still blocking and tackling. Football is still hard hits. And C.J. Stroud took a lick today. And be candid with you, I'm not sure exactly when he will probably be coming out of concussion protocol, because he took a wicked shot today, and it was a legal hit. And we can argue about if we coulda, shoulda. He's a football player like everybody else. In the pocket, there's a little bit different, but when he put himself out as a runner, a lot of that situation went the byway. I know that there was, but the Bronco player that is, excuse expression, and I'll just talk like a player would done. He got blown up. CJ got blown up today on a scramble, and hopefully he's not going to be out too long. I hasten to say that, but anyway, the Texans had opportunities. They had the opportunities before CJ went out, and they didn't take advantage of the opportunities today, folks. I don't know how many other ways I can say this. They did not take advantage of their opportunities today, and so for in that situation, uh, you know, oh, way too many field goals today by the Texans. That's the only thing they had today by far as the way the Texans got down as far as inside the 1 yard line and did not score. So when D'Amico Ryan said that they had opportunities today, they did. They clearly had opportunities today, and for whatever reason, uh, you know, whatever the case might be. All right, let me see. Mr. Big Tech, I respect him because I've seen Mahomes get several calls, in my opinion, were legal hits, and the ref gave him the benefit of the doubt. Well, that's in the referee's opinion, but in this case, we don't have to respectfully disagree. It was a clean shot. Mr. Big Tech, that was a clean shot, and I would take that shot any day. I understand where you're coming from, but as far as I'm concerned, it was a legitimate shot. He got caught. He got caught with a shoulder coming across his shoulder area. It wasn't head. Initially, I thought it might have been high. Now, here's where you might get your Mr. Big Tex code. Here's where you might come back and get your, see, I was vindicated. He might get a letter next week, even though after the referees picked up the flag, he might get a letter next week and said that they thought that the shot was vicious and unnecessary. I don't know how you can continue to say we are going to play football, and then certain guys are allowed to take shots and certain guys are not allowed to take shots. It's football. When you start when the demarcation is certain players can be hit and certain players can't be hit a certain way, then let's quit calling it football. Let's go ahead and put a little belt around them and put about 6 or 7 tassels on them, and let's go ahead and start playing tag football. I did not want to see CJ hurt today because again, I'm going back to the fact, but he took a wicked shot today, and we'll just disagree about that. And I'm not being disrespectful. I just thought it was a good clean shot. Football is about being having good clean shots taken, and this was a clean shot today. And C.J. Stroud's not Patrick Mahomes. C.J. Stroud hasn't got to that. He's on his way to that level if he can get a team into the championship game, but he hadn't gotten there yet. He does not get the gravitas that a Patrick Mahomes has gotten. So in that sense, I probably would agree with you that you know you know this is what needs to be where we are right now. But as far as this particular things are concerned, but that's why seeing the play start. I concur. But the referees saw it differently, so we let it go. He probably should have probably should have started sliding early. Who knows? But at this case, I thought it was a good shot. He didn't. He should have protected it. You can say if I could have, would have, should have. It didn't happen. And I hope I'm wrong, but we may not see CJ for anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. No, I'm not. I'm not a neurologist. I'm not part of the Texas medical staff. I'm just going by the particular shot that he took today, and for that particular reason, that's the reason why I'm saying that we may not see him, and that means whatever the case, Davis Mills is gonna have to. He's gonna have to be a better. He's gonna connect better with his receivers today. We saw clearly why the backup quarterback doesn't get as many reps in practice as the regular quarterback, because that was clearly on some pass plays today, on some routes that Davis Mills threw a fastball that probably didn't need to throw a fastball, particularly down in the red zone. And I'm pretty sure he was his timing. He's rushing. He's hit. There's a clock going off in his head, and for a backup quarterback who has not played, and then all of a sudden he has to get in there and get into the rhythm of the game. Yeah, I saw a lot of things that the Texans wish they could have had back, but guess what? They don't have them back. The Texans are now 3-5. The Texans are very well on their way of not being part of the playoffs this year, ladies and gentlemen. And that's for me, after having seen this team come back as hard and seeing the whole fan base come about them, so I just think that's the nature of the beast. You get a quick comment from Coach D'Amico Ryans.
Every offense is going to miss their starting quarterback. I mean, yeah, we want our starting quarterback in the game at any given time. We want him in the game. That's why he's a starting quarterback. But there's no excuses. A lot of teams have won games with backup quarterbacks before. And we had our opportunity. We had our chance. The Broncos did a great job. Coach Payton did a great job. Those guys made play. Vance did a great job defensively. There's a well-coached team. Those guys did a great job. Their young quarterback stepped up, made a play when he needed to make a play. We had our opportunities. There in the fourth quarter, we didn't make the play. That's NFL football right there. We got to be on the other side of that, make a play, get the ball out, get a drive going there to get us in field goal range, and we're standing here looking a little different.
Yeah, looking a little different. Mr. Big Tex, one thing I don't like about CJ, he's not a runner and he runs scared. Look at Nix and Mayfield. They run, they know how not to get hit. That was okay. I'm not gonna concur with you wholeheartedly. I think CJ does know how to. I think CJ was running, but he has ran in the past and has been successful in picking up the yardage and getting down. If you go back and look at that play, that guy was coming somewhat off his blind side out, and I don't know if CJ may have caught him in his peripheral vision, but I know one thing: he caught him, and I know CJ caught the impact of what he was trying, and he delivered the knockout blow. Yeah, I mean, when quarterbacks are successful with their scrambles, yeah, I mean, hey, we applaud. Everybody's applauding, I'll be right along as an observer, as a reporter. I'll be the one right along to sit there and acknowledge the fact that hey, good scramble. I mean, Bo Nix today, he pulled a Baker Mayfield again tonight on that closing drive when he got out there and that was the backbreaker. But the thing about it, I can go back early parts of the game when CJ was in the game, and they did have the opportunities, and they did have to settle for field goals, like last week, except they came out on the winning end. This week they came out on the short end because those two field goals very well should have been touchdowns, and they could have, should have, and they would should have been touchdowns, but they did not become touchdowns. And here's the thing, and I know you're probably getting tired of hearing this, and I'm probably, as a reporter, having to sit there and go back and hear that we got to finish. We got to finish. Well, I tell you what is it going to take for y'all to learn how to finish, and what is it going to take y'all to learn how to finish to the standpoint? Because if you have touchdowns as opposed to field goals, because the Texans at up until that point, up until the point they were leading 6-0, and the time of possession was 2-1, and then all of a sudden on one play, Denver Broncos go ahead on the Houston Texans, and that's the way it's been. I mean, that's the one thing about scoring Kaimi Fairbairn. No, thank goodness for him. Now he did miss a 51-yard field goal. He was 5 out of 6 today. He did miss his first field goal was wide right. I believe wide right, a 51-yarder. But then he got to go back now. I think that was a legal procedure on it, pushed the ball back maybe 5 yards. So very well, they could have been playing instead of kicking for a winning touchdown. They could have been kicking. They could have been kicking just to tie the game and to go into overtime. But if I could have, whatever. I'm not going. Whatever the case might be. Those are the things that what they're going to have to. The Texans going to have to do. So, see, how much do you blame the GM for not fixing the O-line? I mean, let me see if I can try to explain what the Texans are trying to do from an offensive line standpoint. They tried to. In my opinion, I think what they tried to do was tried to come up and get some guys that had some experience and tried to get them on a budgetary dollar. And no, it's clearly the offensive line is not fixed. Clearly, I think today you probably saw Ariane Earthsay, starting the left tackle. You saw Blake Fisher had to wind up coming in for Titus Howard, who also went out today with a concussion. And so in that case, I think the Texans, at least right now, and offensive linemen are hard. You get a good one, you need to hold on to him. I think the Texans are good at both tackles. I know they're good. I think Ariante Ursay is going to be the left tackle of the future. I think his future is ahead of him, and I see him getting better and better each game, even the ones they are losing. Blake Fisher, I thought, started off, his training camp was, there was some questionable things about Blake. Blake has come along. Blake has been very proficient, when they put in the extra tackle instead of a tight end. And so in this case, in this particular case, Blake had to finish out the game in Titus Howard's spot. So I saw Blake probably lose some leverage on a couple of rushes today. But let's face it, and this is something I got to tip my. And let me just say this now: I'm tipping my hat to the Denver Broncos, because last week I was not on board with what everybody else was saying about the Denver Broncos. I got a chance to see them on not full games, but I got to tip my hat to the Denver Broncos today. They got a defense, and Vance Joseph knows how to put a defense together, and he will confuse even a seasoned quarterback, and that's what they done today. Particularly once C.J. Stroud went out and Davis Mills not having enough time back there. And remember, we're not in helmets and shoulder pads and helmets and t-shirts and shorts. This was the real deal, and it was clear that that by not having CJ and Davis Mills in there, it was clear today that there was a lot of work that's gonna have to be done in order to get him up to speed. Let me see what next. Okay, yeah, I'm tired of hearing excuses. The OC played right into the strength of them trying to run up the middle. Yeah, and I also couldn't run wide on them neither. that play on the goal line with Nico Collins. I don't know who thought that was a good play. That come back with that wide receiver screen. Um, you pull those plays when they are not looking for when team is set in tight and you ready to come off the edge on them. Nico is a fantastic athlete. He's a fantastic wide receiver. The Denver Broncos was sitting up there licking their chops when they saw Nico coming down inside to put them on the 2 yard line, and Nico coming on his reverse down on the goal line. I don't think Nico is the one I would want running that play. I'm just That's just me. I sort of looked over the few of my colleagues and looked in amazement and trying to figure out what in the blank are they doing. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see exactly what's going to happen. And so, but whatever the case, what going on. What about the quarterback sneak from the 2 yard line? It starts up front. That's what about the quarterback sneak starts up front, guys. And D'Amico Ryan said it, clearly stated today. If you inside the 1 yard line and you can't break the goal line, you don't need to win. And the Texans were, in fact, I thought they had a bad spot down there when they got it when Nico Collins got inside the 1 yard. They put the ball back on the 2 yard line, but when his elbow came down, he was inside the 1 yard line. They moved the ball back to the 2 yard line. I disagree with the spot on that. There were several things I disagreed with the officials today. But one thing I will say this: the officials wasn't the reason that the Texans didn't win the ball game today. I would not be the one. I'm not going to sit up here and go down that road with you. Texans lost because they didn't score enough. They didn't score enough points. That's it. End of story. They did not foul. I want to get Henry Toro in here. Henry, his comments today.
This got to be a pretty tough one today to swallow. I mean, because you guys did everything y'all could to keep these guys out of the end zone, and play full 4 quarters and a couple of plays here or there, and then all of a sudden you find yourself on the short end.
Yeah, I mean, we just got to find a way. Like, these kind of games, you just got to find a way. Like, when you look back at it, there's about 5-6 plays we wish we could have back, and not only speaking defensively, but like our entire team. There's a couple plays that we want back, and we just got to find a way. We're a really good team. We just got to find a way to put these games away.
Henry, I tell you what, a lot of folks will question. Yeah, I mean, on paper, this team, from a defensive perspective, but it's like I had a chance in the conversation. I'm not going to run this clip for this show because I didn't load it. But the thing about it, good teams make good plays. Good teams make their own breaks. And it's like D'Amico Ryan said, he's seen backup quarterbacks actually come in and win games for teams. So is that, and not trying to make excuses. The Texans didn't do enough today. Denver Broncos are a good team. They are not a great team. They have their issues just like anybody else. Bo Nix, I mean, that scramble was just reminded me of Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield when the Texans came with the all-out blitz and he escaped the all-out blitz and carried the team down to win. So that's what happened. It's aggravating to me when you sit up here and watch this team, particularly when you watch the defense. With pressures, with the sacks, doing everything, and they emphasis were to keep Bo Nix in the pocket and trying to keep him contained. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't care who you are or what. You could go get the '85 Bears. You can go get the Baltimore Ravens with Ray Lewis and all like that. Some teams going on a play or two. They're going to get the advantage you and take advantage of you. It's simple as that. It's clearly simple as that. And so, we would love to see them shut them out. Texans, they haven't had a shutout. This is not the Tennessee Titans. The Denver Broncos are not the Tennessee Titans. No way, no how, no shape, form, or fashion. They are not the Tennessee Titans. And so you got to deal. You have to deal with for what it's worth. So anyway, Got a Denver Bronco fan showing up here. Let me see what we got here. Jacoby, I'm a Bronco. Texans have a no joke defense. Good show. I'm happy you blew all the screenplays. So sick of Sean Payton's screen. Well, I can tell you, the Texans done their home. Yeah, I was wondering because Sean Payton does love to run those screens, but you know what? All coach. Let me see. Jacoby Meese. Let me just say this: all offensive play callers are creatures of habits, and when you got guys on the other side, that Matt Burks and that whole defensive staff, D'Amico Ryans, they would make doggone sure that little quick hit screen wasn't going to run today, wasn't going to be working for the Broncos today. But tell you what, they done enough to win, and that's at the end of the day. The Broncos left NRG Stadium. They're 7-2. Texans are 3-5. And as far as the Texans are concerned, your season is teetering on the brink. And I'm not saying, I'm not trying to say, I'm not going by hyperbole or anything on this. The playoff runs are in doubt right now, because now we don't know who's going to be the starter. No, obviously Davis Mills will be the starting quarterback next week if C.J. Stroud can't go. So we're going to have to see. I'll be in here tomorrow to see what post-game comments from the coach after they had a chance to play. So as we get ready to wrap it up here, folks are starting to cut the lights out. With daylight saving time gone, things are dark outside. I may need to go get my flashlight to go to the parking lot. No, I'm just kidding, folks. Anyway, hey, if you have not subscribed to the AdMax Corner YouTube channel, please do so. If you have not subscribed to the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel, please do so. Appreciate it. Hey, I appreciate each and every one of y'all that chimed in today. Mr. Big Tex, Jacoby Meyer. Hey, appreciate the comments. Thank you for chiming in. Also, stay tuned for Chris Gardner and Folks Talking Sports. He'll be bringing that crew on in about 6 minutes or so. And in the meantime, I'm gonna get ready to shut this thing down. Couple other things, just we heard the Texans always had not playing clean football. Texans only committed 4 penalties today, and so that wasn't a big issue today for us. The Texans, the penalty. Tommy Toyai and the that was a punting duel today. The difference between I'm sorry, not Tommy Toyai. I was thinking Toyai, the defensive player. Tommy Townsend and the Broncos punter Jeremy Crushaw. Those guys had a punt. They both had 8 punts. The difference in their averages today is like one was like 53.5 and the other was like 53. And wouldn't go wrong. It used to have was a land. Now somebody may go back and redone the numbers. Oh, it was 52 and the other was 52.5 and the other one 53. They both hit 60 plus punts today. These guys put on a clinic today from a punting standpoint. Now I know that's why you're not didn't come to the game to see guys punt, but I'm just saying today the punters, they earn their monies, they earn their keep today. So I guess for the respective ball club, particularly for Tommy Townsend, a couple of weeks ago I was on him. I think he only punted once. He had an average in one kick 59 yards, and he prided himself on his hang time and his distance. He had excellent hang time today and excellent distance today. In fact, both of them had excellent hang time and distance today. So there wasn't going to be no whole lot of returns. Guys they were banging the hell out of the ball today. So, tip my hat to the punters today, tip that, so we'll see. Tomorrow we'll probably have a better idea of what the status of C.J. Stroud and also Titus Howard, moving forward, what the Texans are going to have to do. Some folks are going to say, well, the defense going to have to start scoring touchdowns. Well, somebody's going to start putting touchdowns on the board. If they plan on winning, or they're going to keep the other team flat and shut out some teams. You're not going to get too many shutouts in the NFL. And this is not a shot against the Tennessee Titans. You're not. I don't care who you are. To pull out to get a shutout is just tough. I mean, so we'll just see going forward where the Texans are going to fall out. Like I said, the bilge pumps are pumping real hard now because this ship is taking on a lot of water, and so the guys in the locker room are saying the right things. But they're a tight group. They're still hanging together. But some things are seriously going to have to change real quick, particularly next week. For what the Houston Texans, because they got another shot coming in next week. As I stated, this 4-game homestand that the Texans, 3 games and 1 on the road. I said the Texans need to go 4-0 after starting from last week up to now. And obviously not gonna go 4-0 if they can go 3-1. They're going to do what needs to get done, even with the injuries and everything. So as I get ready to wrap it up, getting ready more for folks talking sports. Get ready. See, one last question. Go ahead and give it to me, Mr. Big Tex. Go ahead and what's your one last question real quickly as I get ready to wrap it up? I still got about a minute and so before I shut it down. Give me your question real quick. We got one last question. Go ahead and run it to me. Let's see. Show this one. I'm like you. I was surprised that the Jaden Higgins and Noel didn't get one to see more, but then you got Nico Collins back and Christian Kirk back today, and so those rookies sort of went back. I would have liked to have seen more of those guys because I thought last week they earned their keep, but then that's the reason you play Nico Collins. That's the reason you got Christian Kirk. Those guys were in there, and I'm gonna be quite candid with you. The Denver Broncos I thought Vance Joseph did a nice job of disguising his plays and doing a man over, man under on the Nico Collins today. Because one thing about it, he was determined. Nico Collins was not going to beat the Denver Broncos today. Anybody else was, but not Nico Collins. And Vance Joseph, so tip my hat off to him like D'Amico Ryan said. Vance did a good job calling plays today. Hey, I'm getting ready to wrap it up. I'm getting ready to count down to folks talking sports. Chris and the gang, Will and all the rest. KP and all will be coming up in about a matter of about 60 seconds. And I got to get out of here because if I don't, they're going to be mad at me, throwing shoes at me. So again, this is your man, the Dolphins, A.D. Moore, signing off from NRG Stadium. Finally, let me one point of personal privilege. I'd like to say congratulations to Adolphus Jerome Moore. Yep, that's my son. He got his promotion to Chief Warrant Officer yesterday. He got some bars put on his collar, so I'm appreciative. I'm a proud papa, and it was good to be out in San Diego yesterday to see that promotional exercise. Anyway, as I sign off, a proud papa signing off. The Houston Texans go down to defeat to the Denver Broncos on a Lutz field goal. 3 seconds left in the clock, so the Texans, the season is on the brink. So, folks, congrats. Hey, appreciate it. Thank you for listening. If you have not signed up, continue to sign up. This is the man, Adolphus A.D. Moore, signing off, and I am out, folks.